Hi YouTube! My name is Lena The Plug and this is my first ever YouTube video on my own channel. A little bit about me, I'm 25, I'm from LA, and in LA I'm specifically from a place called Glendale. It is a predominantly Armenian community. So I feel like in a way I grew up in Armenia a little bit, which to you probably doesn't mean much, but to me it means a conservative, Christian-influenced culture with very traditional gender norms and expectations. So what does that mean for me? My parents expected me to grow up as a proper lady, pursue a good job, meaning become a dentist, a doctor, a psychologist, and also to pursue a good man. You know, every parent wants their daughter or their son to find a proper or good spouse or whatever. As far as the discussion of dating went in my household, it was really inappropriate thing to discuss. You didn't really talk about sex, really didn't talk about dating. I remember being a kid and watching Boy Meets World and like always worrying that my dad or my mom was gonna walk in when Topanga and Corey kiss because they had a freaking kiss in like every episode, and like that would be enough to get me in trouble. That would be too much sexuality. It didn't really matter that much, I guess, because it's not like in high school there were a ton of boys chasing me. I was really unattractive, and I'm not embarrassed to say it. I was overweight, I was not cute, I had braces for a portion of high school, and I also had a really big nose. So shout out to rhinoplastic surgery for figuring out my face, but it's kind of normal in the Armenian culture. It's like a rite of passage, you know. In certain cultures, they have quinceañeras, they have bar mitzvahs, or whatever it is, bat mitzvahs, bar mitzvahs. In Armenian culture, it's very normal to turn of age to be allowed to get surgery and to get your nose done. You know, by the time I was like a junior or senior, I was a little bit cuter, and I talked to boys here and there, but I wasn't like heavy in the dating scene. No one was really trying to get at me. People who were dating in high school, especially Armenian people who were dating in high school, they either weren't having sex, or if they were having sex, they were not talking about it. I was having sex and I wasn't really embarrassed to talk about it. I should also note that I was like a really good student. I was totally a nerd. I was most spirited. I was in student government. And even though I wasn't like the coolest girl, I still had friends and was friends with people. So I graduate and I go to college in Santa Cruz, which if you know anything about Santa Cruz, you would know that it has a Berkeley type, like hippy dippy left reputation. So I get to college, I become best friends with this girl. She and I are like inseparable, super cool with each other. Slowly but surely, our relationship just gets so close that we cross the boundaries of friendship and we end up becoming a couple. And so I was dating her for the next like 4 years, and it was awesome, a great experience. And to paint a picture of what I looked like in college, I had just discovered feminism for the first time in my life, and of course I grew all my body hair out, I stopped wearing makeup, I refused to wear fitted clothing. I was just like, fuck you patriarchy, I'm not conforming anymore, and like dudes would look at me and I would just like make sure to like lift my arms so that they could see my armpit hair. So I'm dating this girl, we're going out, and it's great, but I'm still missing something and craving something, and that something unfortunately was the male anatomy. So I'm in college, I'm dating a girl, I'm a psychology major, I'm doing all the right things. I intern, I volunteer, I start working with kids in the student development lab for babies. And I graduate and she and I break up, and I kind of have like a little bit of a wild period. I miss dudes, right? So I like hooking up with dudes and stuff. But I'm in Santa Cruz and I start working at this grocery store that's like notorious for only hiring attractive females to work up front as cashiers. And so it's kind of the first time in my life where it's like a stamp of approval on my looks, you know? I wouldn't say I really ever felt hot before. Like, I didn't think I was ugly, but I wasn't like the hot or pretty girl ever. So I moved to LA and I start working with families as a nanny and helping teach kids with learning disabilities. And I'm like, well, maybe I should just go to grad school, right? That's like the next thing that you do after college. It's kind of like a safety net in my opinion, just like doing what you're supposed to do or what feels right, but it didn't really feel right. So I moved back to LA, I studied for the GRE, which is basically like the SAT for graduate school. And I'm driving for Uber and I'm nannying and I'm just trying to figure out what's next in my life. I never considered what would happen if I actually got into graduate school, but I got in. So I get into USC and I'm like, oh cool, this is great. holy fuck, it's $80,000 for a master's program. And I'm like, do I really want this? Like, if I graduate, do I really want the job that I'm gonna be offered? Do I want to sit at a desk for 8 to 10 hours? I quit nannying and I start interning and then working at this social media startup where I learned a lot about marketing and social media. And we worked a lot with models and influencers, and I learned a lot about Instagram and Snapchat. And so I kind of got the idea, like, why don't I just apply what I'm doing here for these girls to my own social media? I started getting all these opportunities that I hadn't gotten before. And so working at this job 8 to 10 hours a day, I started becoming very unhappy. I didn't want to be doing what I was doing anymore. I saw more opportunity in my own social media. So I actually quit and am doing something unconventional now. So what do I do now? I'm a cam girl on Snapchat, basically. Some people would say that I'm a porn star. I don't specifically feel like a porn star. I do porn-like things on my Snapchat. Nothing against porn. I have good friends who do porn and they're fucking awesome at it. I personally don't want to do it because I don't need to, and just because like it's something that I still don't feel comfortable doing. I don't know if you could tell, but just filming this video, I'm a little bit shy. So just like having sex in a room full of people and having it to be perfect and to really like put off this sort of sexual emotion, I really don't think I can do that, and I don't want to do that. So this Snapchat thing is for me. What do I do when I'm not Snapchatting? I'm kind of a dork. I really like listening to podcasts and like reading books and writing and going to poetry readings and listening to spoken word. This is all the kind of stuff that I always wanted to do when I was working, and now I just get more time to do it, which I think is cool. I feel like I kind of skipped over how this whole Instagram blow up thing happened. Less than a year ago, I had like 1,000 followers, which even to me back then was a lot. There was sort of science to it, but not really, because I'm sitting on a lot of fat on my backside. The weird thing about me and my Instagram fame is that many people want to classify me as an Instagram model. I don't really feel like a model. I know I don't look like a model. I don't like actually being photographed. I don't model any clothing brands. So I guess in my opinion, I'm more of a social media personality. But I feel like on Instagram and Snapchat, there's only so much personality that you can display. So I wanted to start my YouTube channel and do some daily vlogs, do some stories. I don't know if any of you are familiar with my friend Emily, but she and I live together and we have a lot of fun, and I just feel like this is a great place for us to show what we're doing. I'm really excited. I think that my future videos will hopefully show a little bit more of my personality and less of my shyness, because I'm feeling a little bit shy right now. I don't know if you guys can tell. Oh, I also want to give a big shout out to all of my subscribers who've been waiting for this video. Shout out to Rope Gang, because I know you guys are mostly Rope Gang. Like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you want to see on my channel. So I know that at the end of every YouTube video, people say like, comment, subscribe. If you like this video, you should like the video. If you want to hear more about my hoe life, my Snapchat, just adventures of Emily and I, if you're really just interested in seeing booty, you should subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments like what you guys want to hear me talk about, what you want to see me do. If there's anything that I glossed over too quickly in my storytelling about myself. I guess for the sake of thumbnails, I will turn around. Aren't these panties awesome? It's not a promo, but they're called pixel panties, and they look like video game panties of some sort. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe. I hope you liked my first video, and I'm sorry for being semi-shy and for taking forever to put this out. But yeah, bye vlog, love you.